What was your first contact with paddle?
That's a great question. My first contact with paddle was, I think, about 4 years ago. I met now a good friend of mine. His name is Wayne Boych. He's actually in the forefront of paddle, as you know, and he invited me to his house. And I went there. It was a Saturday. I don't exactly remember what was the context of the meeting, but there were a bunch of guys running around, and hitting the glass and moving and sweating. And I was like, this is incredible. I got to get myself in there. And obviously, Wayne was kind enough to say to me, get yourself in there. And as soon as I, was holding the racket, I fell in love.
Yeah, and the energy at that house is high.
Yeah, the level was obviously very high. So it was a good way for me to get introduced to the sport. I was humbled to get in the court and see how terrible I played. But man, it was so much fun. And that's how I got introduced to the sport.
You have one of the most beautiful courts I've ever seen. Congratulations.
Sure.
Which means that paddle has really impacted your life. What does paddle mean to you?
Paddle means to me really the fountain of youth. I always ask myself, how do I eat well, stay in good shape, keep my mind sharp? And obviously, as you know, I'm in the business of healthy food. I've always been very active, but when I got introduced to paddle, I realized how much that could help me and benefit my life in staying in shape, focused. And the idea of being able to play sports that keeps you so in touch with, your physical ability to stay, I think that since I played paddle, I got so much better physically, that what it means to me is really how to keep me young and sharp.
As a businessman and someone in love with paddle, how do you see the sport growing in this country?
Well, I think paddle is just scratching the surface. To me, obviously it's the fastest growing sport right now in the world. It's been really rapidly growing down here in Miami in the US, but I see it as, possibly the next tennis, right? Mm-hmm. It's a sport that you play with 4 people, 2 pairs. It's a lot of fun. It's a sport that's very fast. It keeps you, the level of athleticism is above any other sport you can play, post 30, 40 years old. If you and I go play soccer right now, we're probably going to get injured. So I think that paddle is definitely going to be one of the biggest racket sports moving forward.
Yeah, now in Florida is like booming. In Miami, you can see that. Actually, I think that is going to be something special with paddle in the country. That is, they say that it's going to be near for being Olympic. That's one of those. And I think there is going to be a moment that will be something important in the universities. Probably that is going to be huge, enormous.
Yeah, you know what, you're right. I think that the sports get recognized and you start having scholarships and having it part of our education system could get even bigger. And more than that, I think paddle has been for a while now, at least since I got into the sport, sort of like a men's club where we all get to play and hang out. But I see more and more younger people. I see children. I see the youth getting on the courts. I see our wives. So I see more, females getting on the courts. And to me, it's just a testament of how much the sport is becoming less of a niche and becoming a little bit more, mainstream and opening it up to much wider audience. And obviously, if it gets into the universities and colleges of the country, then I think the sport's going to gain so much more momentum.
Also, I see that paddle is like probably the new golf in terms of connections network. How do you see? You use it a lot as a network. As a network, you have like different kind of connections that you already have met them in a paddle court.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I think a lot of guys that I play with, there's a lot of networking around it. This sports generally, it's a world that allows you to network, but specifically, I feel like the sport of paddle attract a lot of people who are business oriented, and it's a lot of fun because you get to meet people and get to visibility to different industries. So certainly, I think it's It's the new golf.